Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News show. Let's begin with our daily news. David de Gea receives contract boost with Eric Tanhaag reluctant to spend big on a new keeper. Manchester United goalkeeper David de Gea has received a contract boost with manager Eric Tanhaag reluctant to spend a significant sum on a new shot stopper. Mirror report. The Spain international has been with the Red Devils for the past 12 seasons, and it was recently reported that he could leave the club when his 375,000 a week deal expires on June 30. The 32-year-old has refused to accept a reduced salary of £200,000 a week, but it appears United could revisit his contract situation, with Ten Hag having other priorities in the transfer market. The club currently have a pre-sales budget of £120 million, and they could add another £100 million by offloading players. Despite this, the manager prefers to keep De Gea at the club. He does not want to make a huge outlay on a new goalkeeper amid his plans to sign a striker with a proven pedigree. He is also targeting reinforcement in midfield and defense. De Gea kept an impressive 25 clean sheets for United in the recent campaign. Out of those, 17 came in the Premier League as he won the Golden Glove Award. The Spaniard made some outstanding saves over the course of the season, but he was also guilty of making 4 errors directly contributing to opposition goals. De Gea also looked vulnerable when dealing with long-range shots. He should have done better to prevent Ilkay Gundogan's winner in the FA Cup final. These are solid reasons why United should look for a successor, but the final decision depends on Ten Hag, who prefers to prioritize other key positions. In our view, United could entice De Gea to stay with an improved contract proposal, but it's highly unlikely that they will keep him on his current salary. Manchester United receive massive Lisandro Martinez injury boost. Manchester United star Lisandro Martinez has announced his return from the injury that kept him out of action since the start of April. Martinez underwent surgery after sustaining a metatarsal fracture during United's Europa League quarter-final clash with Sevilla. The 25-year-old is back on the training pitch and took to Twitter to announce his return. The Red Devils signed Martinez from Ajax for £56.7 million last summer. He had a spectacular debut season, helping United keep 20 clean sheets in 45 games across competitions. The Red Devils have secured a great partnership at the heart of their defense with Rafael Varane and Martinez. The pair have changed the culture of United's backline. They have been proactive with their tackles and interceptions. Being a left-footer, Martinez brings a different angle of ball distribution to the pitch. He is an intelligent defender who loves to play incisive passes through the middle. When he is on the pitch, United are more comfortable playing out from the back. Martinez has been instrumental in United's rise this season, and fans will expect the same from him in the upcoming campaign. His return is a massive boost for the Red Devils, as he looks to be on a track to start the preseason. United are scouting a range of centre-back options this summer, but Martinez will likely retain his starting spot. Any new defender signed by the club will be a backup to Varane and Martinez. Man United have meeting planned with Victor Osimhen's entourage next week. Manchester United have a meeting planned with the entourage of Napoli striker Victor Osimhen next week, according to Belgian journalist Sacha Tavolieri. The Red Devils are aiming to sign a marquee centre forward during the summer transfer window, and Osimhen has been regularly linked with the club. Tavolieri has now revealed that there is a meeting between United and the players' camp next week. Chelsea and Liverpool are also prepared to hold talks. Osimhen, who registered 31 goals for Napoli last term, is prioritizing a move to the Premier League. The Nigerian striker was tremendous for the Naples outfit last season. He was instrumental in ending their 3-decade-long wait for the Italian top-flight title. Over recent weeks, the 24-year-old has been linked with almost every elite club in Europe, but the big question is, whether any side can afford his services. Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis is one of the most difficult negotiators in world football. He is unlikely to negotiate on the fee for the marksman. As things stand, Osimhen is priced at €150 million by De Laurentiis. He is prepared to keep the striker for another year in case the transfer valuation is not met. United are capable of paying huge fees, having signed Antony from Ajax for €100 million only last summer. However, their situation is quite different now with manager Eric Tanhaag having to work with a limited budget, keeping the financial fair play situation in mind. It has been reported that Tanhaag has a pre-sales budget of £120 million and it won't change regardless of a takeover being completed this summer. In our view, United will not break the British transfer record to sign Osimhen. A selling spree could boost the transfer kitty, but they may not make such a huge outlay. Gonzalo Ramos on the list of Man United, Benfica open to selling him for €80 million. Benfica striker Gonzalo Ramos is on the radar of Manchester United, according to Ojogo. The Red Devils are looking for a marquee striker, and they have been linked with several high-profile names in recent weeks. Ojogo report that Ramos is currently on the list of United, but they are yet to present an official offer for Benfica to evaluate. The Primera Liga champions are open to cashing in on their prized asset, but they won't accept anything less than €80 million. The 21-year-old has developed into one of the most sought-after strikers in European football. Last season, he scored 27 goals and provided 12 assists from 47 appearances for Benfica. He was also brilliant for Portugal at the World Cup, scoring a hat-trick against Switzerland in the last 16. Aside from his goal involvement, Ramos has also impressed with his work rate and regular high pressing. The young striker won an impressive 4.8 ground and aerial duels per league appearance. Hence, he has all the traits to become Eric Tanhaag's marquee striker, but won't come on the cheap. United will need to spend at least €80 million to prize him away from Benfica. They also face fierce competition from the likes of Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern München. Everton's Amadou Onana is on Manchester United's transfer list. Manchester United have included Everton midfielder Amadou Onana on their list of possible midfield recruits this summer. This is according to the reliable David Ornstein, who says that while the Red Devils are focusing on signing Mason Mount at the moment, they could turn their attention to Onana. United saw their third bid for Mount worth £55 million rejected by Chelsea. The offer was largely seen as a take-it-or-leave-it deal, with Old Trafford chiefs willing to walk away from negotiations if it was not accepted. United are said to be unhappy with Chelsea's handling of the situation. Ornstein spoke on the 5 YouTube channel and provided an update on United transfer plans in the midfield department. He said, "You have got Manchester United as well, who want a midfielder, though as far as we know, they are focused on the more advanced one in Mason Mount at this point in time and the number 9. They are looking at the other positions, and you will have seen a report about Onana and Everton. I'm led to believe he is on the list, like many. He is one of many options they are considering." This is not the first time Eric Tanhaag's side has been linked with a move for the Everton man. Last month, the People's Person covered a report which indicated that Tanhaag had given the green light for Onana to be pursued. The 21-year-old had an impressive debut season with the Toffees despite his club's difficult campaign. He played 32 times in the Premier League and managed 1 goal and 2 assists. He was solid in his role. The combative midfielder ranked in the top 7% of midfielders for aerial duels according to FBref. He is Premier League proven, and considering his age, there is also massive room for improvement. Man United manager Eric Tanhaag pushing to sign Juventus midfielder Adrian Rabiot. Manchester United manager Eric Tanhaag is pushing to sign Juventus midfielder Adrian Rabiot this summer, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. The Frenchman was the subject of interest from United last summer. A deal worth £20 million was finalized with the Bianconeri, but the Red Devils refused to meet the midfielder's wage demands. United continue to be linked with the 28-year-old, and Gazzetta dello Sport claimed that Rabiot would like to play in the Premier League sooner rather than later. The Red Devils are in the race to land Rabiot under the impetus of Tanhaag, who would like to revive the move that broke down at the final hurdle last year. As things stand, Rabiot's contract expires on June 30. Juventus have proposed to extend his stay on his current €7 million salary. A definitive answer is expected soon. Rabiot had a personal phone call with Tanhaag last summer, and he looked on course to join the club before there was a disagreement over his weekly wages. United refused to meet his €10 million annual wage demands, and it remains to be seen whether they would be willing to match that figure this time around. Rabiot had a poor 21-22 season at Juve, with just 2 goals from 45 outings, and some United fans were not pleased with the club's pursuit of the midfielder. The Frenchman managed to transform his fortunes last term with 11 goals and 6 assists from 48 games. In our view, he would be an upgrade on outgoing Fred. Aside from his goal contributions, Rabiot won an impressive 2 tackles and 5.8 duels per game last season. He is currently in the best phase of his career. If Tanhaag holds a serious interest in Rabiot, United need to move quickly as he is currently assessing Juventus' proposal. He is expected to make a decision by June 30. United don't have to pay a transfer fee for the World Cup finalist this summer, though he could demand a sizable signing on bonus on top of his weekly wages. Bayern München express interest in Mason Mount as Man United's third bid is rejected. Bayern München have set their eye on Chelsea midfielder Mason Mount. Mount is Eric Tanhaag's priority midfield target as the United boss seeks to reinforce his options in the middle of the park. The Red Devils saw their third bid for Mount rejected by Chelsea. United's latest offer comprised a £50 million guaranteed payment plus £5 million in add-ons. As per the Daily Mail's Sami Muqbil, talks have not collapsed, but United are prepared to walk away from the deal. They believe their proposal is more than fair for a player who has made it clear he will not sign a new deal at Stamford Bridge and is approaching the final year of his contract. United are working on a tight budget and do not enjoy the luxury of paying ludicrous amounts for just one player, with other positions also requiring to be addressed. According to Muqbil, United are not the only club keen on Mount's services. Bayern München are also monitoring the situation. He said, "A number of top European clubs are monitoring Mount's future closely this summer and are ready to move in January if he does not sign for United this summer. Mount can sign a pre-contract agreement with an overseas club at the turn of the year, a scenario that Chelsea are actually aware of. München's interest is particularly interesting given they are managed by former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel, a huge admirer of Mount." Manchester United drop Mason Mount interest, turn their focus to Moses Caicedo. Manchester United are set to drop their interest in Mason Mount and instead chase the signature of Brighton and Hove Albion's star Moses Caicedo. The Times report that United are focusing on another midfield target, with Moses Caicedo top of their list. This decision arrives after Chelsea rejected United's third offer for Mount, worth £50 million plus £5 million in add-ons. The Blues have countered the proposal with £58 million plus £7 million in bonuses, but United are reportedly unhappy due to the prolonged negotiations. Caicedo is heavily linked with a big money move this summer after enjoying a spectacular season with Brighton. The Red Devils should not match Chelsea's unrealistic demands and instead sign the Ecuadorian. A transfer move for Caicedo is likely to burst the bank a little more than it would have been with Mount. However, it's a transfer move that makes tactical and financial sense. Chelsea are refusing to budge from their sky-high valuation of £65 million for a player with just 1 year left in his contract. United might have to splash out at least £80 million for Caicedo, who is regarded as one of the best young midfielders in the English top flight. The fee will be higher, but he brings more value to United than Mount. Caicedo would be a robust backup to Casemiro at the number 6 spot. This is not a role that the England international can perform. He could also slot along the Brazilian in the number 8 role in big matches if Tanhaag eyes more solidity in the midfield. Ironically, Caicedo is a top target for the West Londoners, but United should beat them in this transfer battle if they really want him. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.